Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory going to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakwadash, the honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to all you Achaemenid out there pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity by way of going out in the highways and byways and also across the internet. This is your brother Nayat, okay? Back with another news update. This is for fair use, fair use, fair use. And for educational purposes only. Again, this is for fair use, fair use, fair use, and for educational purposes only. I'm not getting no type of money off of this. It's for free. All right, just for only for educational purposes only, for fair use, fair use.
Hold your scroll because we got a 10% chance of a forget about it forming off the coast of the Carolinas and Florida. So what I'm going to tell you right now, today, Thursday, I was about to say Wednesday, please be careful, be prepared, because this storm has already dropped over 6 inches of rain in Miami, flooding all over the place. There might be flooding later on today from Fort Lauderdale all the way down, so please be safe in that area. The next few days, though, we got to watch not only in Florida, but in Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. We're going to have a ton of rain. You're talking about at least 2 to 3 inches of rain when this is all said and done. The heaviest part of this storm should be off the coast of the Carolinas. But if this motherless moves in a little bit, you're talking about 40, 50 miles. You're talking from Florida up to the Hatteras. Way more rain. 5, 8 inches of rain. So all I'm going to say is, if you're in a flood-prone area from North Carolina all the way down to Florida, right? Prepare, especially for the next few days. God bless and be safe. Hold your scroll because we got a
2 Chinese nationals have been charged for smuggling a biological pathogen into the United States. Here's what we know. Yunqing Jian, a 33-year-old researcher completing a postdoctoral fellowship at the University of Michigan, and her boyfriend, Zhenyang Liu, were stopped at the Detroit Metropolitan Airport after border officers discovered a biological pathogen that can cause devastating diseases in crops, hidden in Liu's backpack. The pathogen, a fungus known as Fusarium graminearum, was stored in 4 small plastic bags that were wrapped in a wad of tissues, according to federal charging documents released this week. The couple had reportedly researched the pathogen as university students in China. Liu allegedly admitted that he had planned to use the University of Michigan's Molecular Plant Microbe Interaction Laboratory, where his girlfriend has worked since 2023, to conduct further research on the fungus. According to federal documents, Liu initially denied knowing what the materials were and claimed that someone had planted them in his bag. However, authorities say he then changed his story and stated that he intentionally hid the samples in his backpack because he knew there were restrictions on the importation of the materials. Jen claimed that she did not know anything about her boyfriend's smuggling or research plans, though authorities have reported that upon investigation of the couple's electronic devices, they uncovered messages between the two discussing smuggling seeds into the United States. According to the complaint, Liu wrote in a WeChat message to Jen, "I put them in my Martin boots in a small bag, the Ziploc bag, very small." Jan allegedly replied to this message by writing, "That's good, just put it in your shoes." The complaint states that the toxins produced by the fungus cause vomiting, liver damage, and reproductive defects in livestock and humans, and says that the fungus is responsible for billions of dollars in economic losses worldwide each year. A spokesperson for the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that they were not aware of the situation, adding that the Chinese government has always required Chinese citizens overseas to strictly abide by local laws and regulations, while also safeguarding their legitimate rights and interests in accordance with the law. The University of Michigan has stated that it condemns any actions that seek to cause harm, threaten national security, or undermine the university's critical public mission. As of June 4th, Jian has been ordered to remain behind bars, while Liu's whereabouts are unknown after he was denied access to the United States for possessing the pathogen.
So black people, if you don't like police brutality, it's not because you're black. In fact, they probably see a black person, they're like, there goes my job if this goes south. This is going to be an incident, because they almost always resist arrest and raise hell because it's never their fault. So just behave, Consider behaving when you get pulled over. Some people are in positions of authority where you can go to jail, and escalating the situation only makes it worse. So let me know in the comments below who you think is justified. She basically trashed a McDonald's. That's why she's being pulled over. So we're already off to a great start. She's already, been doing what the Black community does best, is trash things when they get upset. It's usually over the most minor things as well. It's like the temperature of the fry, or somebody, a brother felt disrespected. It's usually very serious things like that.
You've got warrants up for your arrest. You want to go into jail today.
Breaking news, the Congressional Budget Office just released a new estimate on the sheer cost of the president's big sweeping tax bill. It comes with multiple Senate Republicans now heading to the White House this afternoon amid divisions in the ranks. And as the president's former right-hand billionaire, Elon Musk, breaks with the White House over this bill. Breaks big time, calling it an abomination. So, Jake, we just got this new nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office report talking about the economic impact of this mega bill. What are the top takeaways?
Not good for House Republicans. Let's start with that, Anna. It's a $2.4 trillion. It's not a great number for them. Republicans, and in this closed meeting just a couple minutes ago, House Republicans were talking down the CBO, saying their estimates are always wrong and that they don't agree with them. Whatever the case is, this is the number that is public. This is the number from the official nonpartisan budget scorekeeper of Capitol Hill, of Congress. Now, later today, most likely, and maybe not later today, but at some point in the future, we will see numbers on the number of people that will go uninsured in this package. There are cuts to Medicaid, there are cuts to all sorts of healthcare elements in the federal government, so that's going to be another bad number for House Republicans. But listen, there is, I keep thinking back to this, there's a fog of war element to this, to how Republicans feel right now. They are trying to get this bill into law. They are trying to ignore all of the outside noise, good, bad, indifferent, and just trying to charge toward that July 4th deadline to get this across the finish line. Now, we all know that the ultimate judgment will be in November of next year when Republicans are up for re-election, when everyone's up for re-election, the House is in play once again. But this is the kind of stuff they'll have to contend with. Really bad numbers from the CBO and them trying to say the CBO is just nonsense.
Well, breaking fuck the news, and like I always tell you guys, good morning. Donald Trump went to Truth Social to state that he had a good, long conversation with President Vladimir Putin, but the conversation did not end in immediate peace. He said that Vladimir Putin let him know that he is going to respond to Ukraine's major attack on Russian airfields. Now, Donald Trump did not weigh in more than that. There was no more information given. If you guys go look it up, you will find that this conversation did occur, but you will not find more information on the subject. Something we know about Vladimir Putin is war crimes are not above that man. So, So in the next coming days, there will most likely be a major attack on Ukraine. So just prepare for that if you guys are.
Hi guys, good morning. Now I posted a video yesterday. I woke up to some message and I'm going to explain it a little bit. It's basically of that lady in Montgomery, Alabama, speaking of that second son. That's basically what you're looking at, folks, is the binary system. That's the binary son. Now, around that particular sun, we have 7 planets, 4 moon. I have talked about it so many times, but occasionally I will wake up to messages where people want to know what it is. They want more clarification. So I'm just going to make it as clear as possible so you guys can understand what's going on and trying to keep it simple. Basically, we live in a binary solar system. What that means, we have 2 suns. Every couple of thousand years, which is 3,600 years, we have an interaction with the second sun, 7 planets, 4 moon. All right. Now, when this process happens, basically, let's take it biblical. I'm not trying to be biblical with this message, but let's get on the biblical level so some audience can understand what I'm trying to say to you. Now,
He about to go off. I'm just letting y'all know.
some people in the biblical world, they call it the end times, the coming of the Savior, however you want to put it.
I'm gonna skip it.
That's basically what they're talking.
Hold on.
The Lord has spoken. That's what Jeremiah prophesied. That's also what okay. Anyway, Hopi tribe.
My bad, y'all. Hold on. Because he was about to say, let me just go to it right quick. He was about to say Revelation chapter 16, verse 8 is referring to the sun destroying the earth. Hold on, though. I got y'all. 2 seconds, y'all. 2 seconds. Has nothing to do with it. All right. 16. Revelation 16 and 8. And it reads, and the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and the power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. This is talking about, these temperatures nowadays are, getting extremely high, and people are dying from like heat stroke, dehydration. That's what that's talking about. It's not talking about what he thought it was talking about. Just to add that.
Call it red Kachina, blue Kachina, same thing. Also, people know it as Nibiru, the Destroyer, Nemesis, Planet X, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. This is going to escalate earthquake, folks. The reason why I'm doing this video so everything start making sense. Now, what you looked at in that video is basically a second sun that's coming towards our solar system. Also, if you're on the, I get to see it early in the morning before the sunrise.
That's enough. I just rewind the title.
Nice.
That all Americans need to understand. This attack was against Russia's nuclear bombers. So let me give you a scenario. You're familiar with the Trump administration basically declaring war against the Mexican cartels, are you not? You're familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay, now what would you do? What would you think is if the Mexicans sent cartel members in or used cartel members already in America, and then outside of Oklahoma City, they got a warehouse and they bought trucks and they modified the trucks to hold drones. And then they took these drones and they parked them outside of Whitman Air Force Base in Missouri, where our B-2 bombers are. They took the drones to Barksdale Air Force Base, where our B-52 bombers are. Or they took it up to Minot, North Dakota, where our other B-52s are. Our three bases where our strategic bombers are. And they launched these attacks against our strategic bombers. And then we found out that they were helped by the Chinese and the North Koreans, and this was part of a grand strategy to eliminate America's nuclear deterrence capabilities. Would the average American go, oh, gee, I guess that's just too bad? Or we'd say, blow the hell out of Mexico. Take the cartel off the face of the earth. Take China and North Korea out. This is an act of war. Because that's what happened. The United States and Great Britain worked with the Ukrainians to create these drone motherships and sent them off to hit Russia's strategic nuclear bomber force. Now, Russia has a nuclear doctrine that was just promulgated last year. And in that nuclear doctrine, they say that Russia can use nuclear weapons. These are the conditions under which Russia can use nuclear weapons. If they are attacked by conventional weapons in a manner that threatens their strategic nuclear deterrent. Well, holy cow, that just happened, ladies and gentlemen. Now, everybody says, well, I wish that attack was more successful. Had it been more successful, you would be dead. Because when Russia responds, it's everything. That's how it works. They push the button, and all the missiles go out, and everybody dies.
He's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly, and some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But we have it with others too. They leave and they wake up in the morning and the glamour's gone. The whole world is different. that they become hostile.
We can't do everything that everyone wants, and some people are just going to have to accept a ham and egg sandwich without the ham. We have some members of the Senate that will not get all the spending reductions they want. Here's what's driving this, Joe, and this is ultimately why I think the bill will pass. We're in uncharted waters here with the tariffs. I think the market should tell us that. We don't know what impact they're going to have on the economy. But if we don't extend those tax cuts, we're going into a recession. And our economy is going to be on a journey to the center of the earth. And ultimately, I think that's why the bill will pass.
We're in uncharted territory, as you say, on the tariffs. We're also in uncharted territory on our national debt, $37 trillion. It's just exploded exponentially over the past 20 years or so.
Yep.
Do you have any Congress can be responsible, that the House and the Senate can somehow figure out how to at least bend the line where we start moving back toward a balanced budget?
Sure. I mean, I'm an optimist. I'm a paranoid optimist. But in the last year, certainly the last 100 to 150 days, the conversation up here has changed. Under President Biden, the conversation was basically who needs to pay more in taxes. The conversation now, really on both sides of the aisle, quietly more of the Democrats, is what the hell happened to the money? Elon Musk makes a valid point. We have become, or will become, if we don't do something about it, debt slaves. Mr. Musk says that we need to relearn the magical healing power of no. He's right. But you're not going to be able to do it in one bill. You're just not. That's just practical, political, and frankly, economic reality.
Yeah, Morgan, that war of words is not over. Elon Musk just posting on his social media site a short time ago. He says this: the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. So Elon Musk sharply critical now of the president's signature economic initiative, his tariffs, also sharply critical of the president's singular legislative goal for the year, his big, beautiful bill on the spending. Elon Musk also coming out, swinging. I'm sort of at a loss for words here, how to characterize this at this point, guys, suggesting that he agrees with a user on social media who says that the president should be impeached and should be replaced by J.D. Vance, his vice president, who we haven't heard from, by the way, as all of this has been going on. Elon Musk also suggesting that President Trump's name is in some Epstein files that are being hidden, and that's why they're being hidden. I mean, this is getting very deep and very personal, and much of the country has been watching this afternoon. Kanye West weighing in, trying to be sort of a peacemaker here, maybe the sane man in the conversation, suggesting that he's upset that the two are arguing, saying we love you both so much. That we also saw the New York Times just popping a story within the past couple of moments suggesting that Steve Bannon has been watching this, the longtime conservative advisor, outside advisor to President Trump. Bannon siding with President Trump here, saying that he is urging President Trump to begin an investigation of Elon Musk. He wants the president to cancel all of Musk's contracts and launch investigations into Elon Musk's alleged drug use, saying he believes that Elon Musk is an illegal alien and should be deported from the country immediately. Also, Bannon saying that he wants an investigation of Elon Musk's attempt earlier this year to go to the Pentagon and get a briefing, a classified briefing on China. Bannon saying that Musk's security clearance should be suspended during these investigations. That, according to the New York Times, obviously a security clearance, vitally important if you're an enormous defense contractor who deals with some of the nation's most sensitive intelligence guys. So the fallout here, national, global, epic. It deals with politics, it deals with business, and a good portion of the country is just watching it with their jaws on the floor, guys.
And just like motherfucking clockwork, the Democratic Party, in full camaraderie, has now announced they want the Epstein files today. You can't get better television than this, motherfuckers. I don't know what you watching. Fuck baddies. Fuck your TV show. Fuck whatever doctor show. Fuck streaming. It's lit in the government right now. It's getting fucking wicked.
Breaking news, Skyforce 10 live over a massive fire at that bus depot continuing to grow. This is the Roberts Yard SEPTA Railroad facility at the Midvale Bus Depot. SEPTA spokesman Andrew Bush on the phone right now. Andrew, this is really the best 25 minutes. We've seen this fire spread from 5 to more than a dozen. These are out of service, right?
Yeah, these are out of service buses in what's essentially a boneyard for our buses there at Midvale. So not affecting any buses that we run in service, but certainly we're working with the fire department to get that under control there.
We understand too, hazmat has been called out to that scene. Do you know much about that?
I don't at this point. No, we're still gathering information.
How many buses are typically held in this, what you're calling a graveyard, bus graveyard?
Yeah, so that can fluctuate. That is our biggest facility there, the Midvale Depot. So it can fluctuate depending on how many buses that we take out of service, but they're stored there in a secure facility there.
Andrew, do you know if any employees were working at the time there? Was anybody hurt?
So fortunately, there are no injuries. There are certainly employees working there around the clock, but none in the area where this happened, and so no injuries. So we're very fortunate with that.
Andrew Bush from SEPTA, appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Thank you. Ищи! Иди сюда! Давай, ищи! Ого! Вот это разорвало! Ух ты шо! Ты шо? Ого! Вот это рвануло!
Мене розбудили буквально за пару хвилин до тривоги, і батьки попросили піти в кладовку, в коридор як укриття. І я чула жужжання, і потім до мене забігає тато, мене накриває рукою і дуже сильний вибух. Я чула все, чесно кажучи, життя просто перед очима пронеслося, я вже думала, що все. У нас вилетіло з петель одне вікно, і чесно, мені було дуже страшно, тому що приліт був якраз біля мене, просто фактично я народилась в рубашці, тому що те, як прилетів шахет, це, я не знаю, просто я шокована, що я жива.
This